Okay, Michael, we got your radio here. The band is wide open today, so I was listening on 10 meter just now, and there's a guy from Hawaii coming in. I can't make it though. I've tried like 10 times, and there's just too many calling him. He's a special event station in Hawaii. So, but I did make it to some contacts in Europe earlier on this radio, so that was cool. I could show you that the 12 meter band is working. There's a gentleman talking here. So, nice back down the
5859 Oregon. 41 Saskatchewan Mobile.
A little bit of back down the RF gain slightly, clean up the signal a little bit.
Fox, California. We're in South Carolina right now. Somebody's been giving reports up there. VP2FDX. Any copy in Montserrat?
Usted no va a recibir las señales, las imágenes y el... que han dicho por ahí que va a desplazar a la radio, pero sin radio
I think that's Italian.
Entonces por eso nosotros los que tenemos
I don't speak Italian, but
la radio,
I think it is.
la obligación de ser los primeros en darle a la radio.
But maybe it's Spanish too. I'm not good with other languages, unfortunately. I'm not bilingual or only speak English.
En Sinaloa, adelante Margarito.
Interesting.
No puedes transmitir hasta que no te llegue. Yo creo que Mali is going to be there el permiso de leer. Sí, es importante que
Copiando por ahí.
We'll catch up with you later on. My man. Side 1220, Golden Gate. Let's get a move on. All right, I'll copy it out. Contact, I heard 244 out there. How about 244, 1220, Golden Gate.
CQ, this is World Radio 5189 Michigan.
What's going on here? What the hell? Yeah, my man, you know, I just been standing by for a while. All right, there we go. Hello, radio. I figured, you know, if I just sit.
Hello, radio. Your radio's working.
You know, it's good morning time around here. I used to just...
World Radio 5189 Michigan told you that. 73.
CH out there, 244. Hello, radio. All right, no copy, nobody. Copy on the northern Minnesota, 484 SoCal.
So it's working good. Receiver's really good on these. They always have been. So no issues there at all. We'll show you the noise reductions working.
All the traffic right now. You sure got good conditions around here. That solar flux index has been climbing high. It's 200 plus. I just wanted to say. Happy Super Bowl, everyone. Take care. Station out there. 244 sounding grand out here on the west side. 1220 Golden. Everybody was keying down at the same time, so I figured what?
How about you 1220 Golden Gate? 1220 Golden Gate, World Radio 5189 Great Lakes.
All right, thank you, 244, 1220 Golden Gate. It's clear and stand by.
How about you 1220 Golden Gate, World Radio 5189 Great Lakes.
Oh, yeah. That World Radio station out there around that Great Lakes. I got a good copy on you there, and then a lot of stations started queuing up at the same time. This is World Radio. Audio. Around that west side. San Francisco, Northern California.
Okay, well, appreciate the contact there around Northern California. We're just on a barefoot radio here and a 4-element beam pointing your way. 7-3 for now, World Radio 5189 Michigan said that.
97, is that right? I got the call sign right there, World Radio 519. 519, Georgia.
World Radio 5189, 5189, Roger.
All right, QSL 5189, 5189 around the Great Lakes. It's sounding super duper good over around here on the west side. Wishing you all the best. We'll get at you on the next one. 1220, Golden Gate will be cleared. Standing by. Take care. 5189.
Yep, take care there. 1220 around the Golden Gate. 73 for now. Yeah, so it's working good, my friend. We'll get it on the test equipment here real quick and show you the specifics of everything, and then we'll get it ready to ship out tomorrow. Okay, Michael, I'm in the service mode. So this is the transmit frequency here for AM FM, so it's really, really good. So it's never gonna really wander from this generalized area. These radios, they don't drift at all, so you're not going to run into any issues with that, not like some of the other ones that are out there. So they have definitely reinvented the way that radios are done now, and it's much better than anything before its time. All right, here's your FM high power, so it's set to 40. I believe that's the standard setting for this. It's going to be 1 all the way down and 40 all the way up. Okay, here's your low power FM, 1 watt. It'll be the same way on AM, 1 watt, and then on high power AM, it'll be 8 watts. So when the dial is all the way to the right, clockwise, it'll be 8, and all the way down counterclockwise, it'll be 1. And right there's your AM low power right there. And this is your AM high power. So we got the 10 in there now, if you notice that, and we're set right to 8. Okay, this is the scope. The radio's keyed up. This is going to be the low power modulation. So we got the scope right here. This is the spectrum analyzer. It's 20 kilohertz bandwidth right there. So I'm gonna key up. See if I can, yeah, like that maybe. We can see it's under modulated, so you gotta adjust it some. We'll do that really quick here. Make our adjustments, and we'll watch the measurement on the scope. So looking better. Yeah, it's not good. So that's probably the extent of it right there. Let's zoom in some. Yeah, it looks really nice. So I don't use the word tune up. I'm not tuning anything up. So I know a lot of times that term gets used a lot in the hobby, but I don't do tune ups. So tune ups are I mean, some guys might do what I do, which there's probably a lot that follow a lot of the same practices that I follow, which is great. I've never said that I'm better or, than anyone else. I don't compare myself to anyone else or anything like that, but I don't talk bad about anyone else or anything either. But all I say is some are doing tune-ups, which are ruining radios. Like some guys would send the radio out looking like this. There's your tune-up. So that's going to give you more power. That's what they would call a tune-up. So it's not what you want right there. You might as well just get the stock radio. It's going to work better than that, because you can see how far that's fanning out. So you don't want that, and you don't want it like that. That's almost to the point where it looks bad too. So that's where it needs to be. So hope that makes sense to everybody. It's kind of like a fine line between doing it right and then doing a tune-up, which from what I've seen for my years in the hobby and buying radios from places and stuff like that, anybody talking about doing a tune-up, a power tune and all that, usually, not always, but usually it's a bad situation. So no tune-ups here, just alignments. Looking for my other element right now. I think I got about this week. Maybe it'll be this week. I think Larry at Telepost said there's like a 2-week lead time on his product, so maybe towards the later part of the week I'll be hearing something about the LP100. The only reason why I went with the LP100 is because I feel that it has a very high level of accuracy. And also, I mean, the ratings speak for themselves. So and I just get tired of changing the watt meter elements out. Plus it has a lot of other features that the station monitor ones are really cool to look at and everything, but some of the features on the LP100 are unique to it, where the station monitor doesn't have some of that stuff. And I already have all this stuff, so I don't really need the station monitor. I have everything I can see here, so I just wanted something maybe just to set right here. I don't have to constantly keep changing out these elements. So here's the high power modulation. We got everything set. So we're starting off at 140, 148. So that's really good there. You can see up there it looks good. Let's see if we can do anything more. I don't know. We'll see though. Sometimes you can maybe this kind of stuff. It's not going to make a huge difference, but if we zoom in a little bit, you can see a little closer. You know, here's your tune-up. That's your tune-up right there. So you can hear the distortion. Literally, the radio puts off like a tone. I can hear it. I can hear it in the radio. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but I don't know if you can hear that on the camera, but so that's your tune-up right there. That's what you don't want. So bad. Put that into a linear amp. Wow. Yeah. So that's probably about the max. That looks really nice though. Really nice. So let's see if we can get this into a better yeah, that looks really good. So, and you can see up there how it looks. Let's span out to 10 meg. Let's see. There's 20, 50, 100. You can see the second and the third. 200, 500. So pretty much nothing after the third. So it's really nice setup here. So a lot of audio. Let me get the sideband going now. Oh, let's show the power too. So what is this, a 25? Yeah, so 25, we're looking at almost 10 average. So yeah, it's not a lot of average for you guys that focus on these guys showing a lot of average, but trust me, to get these big average numbers, now you're talking the tune-up stuff again, and I don't believe in that. So actually we're a little over 10 average now. So at the peak, we're about 30, I don't know, 36, 37. That's why the LP will be nice. It'll just sit there and show a number. Peak cold, it'll switch on, and it's going to be nice. So I'm looking forward to that. Sometimes these turn out better than the ones I usually keep a radio I really like, and I do really like these radios, so I have one for myself. A lot of times the customer radios turn out better than my own. I'm not very picky. I just get out there and talk, and like I say, today I just showed you guys you can talk skip with just a radio. So someone asked me, they sent me an email. They didn't buy the radio from me. No, they were referring to, I think, the Anytone over here. So they were asking me how to adjust sideband. So this is the setting right here. It's gonna look like this on the Anytone also. So this is the low power sideband. This is the high power sideband. So I think I messaged back them when they asked me on the face or on the YouTube comment, but this is what you're looking for, not this one, not that one. You want the high power and the low power. They said they had a scope and all that stuff, so I'm just gonna leave it that they know what to do from there. So that's how you do that. So let's take a look at the double tone here. So that's not that bad for this radio. I'm gonna enlarge that some and look. Sometimes they do an alright job. So it's not too bad. It's a little flattened off on the top, but it's definitely not horrible like some. So that's why I really like these. Let me see if I can, maybe I took a little bit too much of that off. So again, I'll show you guys the tune-up. This is the tune-up right here. So this is that's your tune-up right there. So anybody that, you know, has a truck stop tune or something for a sideband radio, that's what you got for a dual tone. And I don't know, can you hear that? I don't even know where that sound's coming from, but you can hear it. You can hear that's distortion. That's garbage. So it's definitely not good. So we'll take this back. No tune-ups. Or if they're calling their alignment a tune-up and it's a good alignment, then I guess that's what it is, you know. But I just call it an alignment because I'm aligning the transmitter. So all right, so there's our two-tone right there. That's good. And if we enlarge it some, let me show it like that. That's a little bit easier to see. So it looks good up there. And power-wise, it's about 30. 35 somewhere, yeah, 35 or so. It's gonna do more with the mic, they always do. So that's pretty much it for that. I'll show you the low power. Low power is low power, so you can dial these way down on sideband. That's a really good thing that they allow you to do that. So there's the low power. Low power looks really good too. No, low power is, like I say, it's probably gonna be like 2.5 watts or something, or maybe even less. So let's see, yeah, 2.5 watts. So yep, so that's good there. So now I'm just gonna check the receiver and make sure the S9 and everything is good. Then we'll put the mic back on and we'll just talk on it and show you the power output. All right, one more thing as I was going through, don't adjust this and don't adjust this. Now this, you're not gonna really get one of these unless you get it from me in the US. No one else is legitimately, you know, selling them from the actual source, which is here, except me. So if you get one from someone else, it's probably used, or they just bought it from another dealer in Europe and they're just reselling it or something. But hopefully they don't mess with this or this. Now, I guess if you have a 555 plus, it would be the same thing, I guess, I would assume, inside. But these are not, they don't do anything. Yeah, you can change the values and stuff, but you're just wasting your time. So, and this stuff here, you just don't want to mess with this stuff unless you know what you're doing. So it's really, you can really mess up the radio. So this is your AM, FM, S meter right here. So I'm going to go and hook up the Rigel here, and we'll see what we come out with. Alright, so it's coming in a little low, so to fix that we just key the mic and adjust the adjustment. And now we have S9, and it's as simple as that. So if you have the right stuff, you can do that, no problem. And there we have it, AM, FM, S9. So that's right. Now we'll check sideband. Okay, so this is your upper and lower sideband S meter. So you have to check it in upper, and that's what we're setting. So it's a little off, so you can see. So we're going to adjust it until it reads 9. Okay, we're all set there too. So now we're just going to, actually we can check the sensitivity right here. So we'll just leave it here, and we'll come over here to the meter. So we can check our sensitivity right here. I'll just start leveling down the signal. Let me see if I can, there we go, a little bit closer. So there's the signal, so it's pretty close to, let me see, maybe about like that. So that's where this is where the radio's coming in, right there. That's really good. And now I'll go to AM and I'll show you that. Alright, we got you, there's your S9 again on AM, just to show you. And the mod AM, that's what we got up there. Everything's on, so I'll come down here to the meter and make our adjustment on the level. Got a little carried away with myself there. So it looks like about 114.4, somewhere in there, which is great. So 114.4. Okay, I'm gonna hook up the dummy load and stuff. I'll be right back. There's what that sounds like too, that 114.4. So noise blanker, ANO. So that works. Alright. Okay, Michael, this can be the last little cut here and we're gonna wrap it up. So got the echo on, got the Roger beep on. Here's the Roger beep. It's a little subtle, but you notice when I key up, the NG lights up. That's the noise gate. So I have that turned on, and that'll shut off if you shut it off in the menu. So I had the mic up a little too hot. I really don't run them past about there. So the talkback is on. It's about halfway up in the settings. 1, 1, 2, 3. Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello. Hello, radio. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check. If you don't like it when it shows SWR there, you can switch that in the menu to whatever you wanted. If you want to stay with the frequency, you can do that. If you want it to read SWR still, you can go like that. Whoop. That's timeout timer off. You just hit this button. It'll say SWR there. And now it will give you a readout here instead of SRF. And then you could leave that on frequency. So you can do it multiple ways. It gives you the option. So echo can get kind of crazy if you do stuff like this. 1, 2, 3, check. It's got a pretty good echo in it. You can listen to the beep if you only have this beep thing on. If you hit function beep, it gets rid of the audible tone for any button you press, and you can shut the beep off. Go into the menu, that's your mic gain. It's set to leave that all the way up. Noise gate off. I already showed you the noise reduction. Mic type, leave it in dynamic. This is an electret condenser, but that setting only, if you turn that on, all that does is it sends voltage out of the number 4 wire through the mic socket to the microphone. Now the number 4 wire isn't connected on this DX mic, so it doesn't hurt anything. But if you have a mic like this that's powered, any other mic, just make sure if you use it with this radio, just remove the wire on the mic end off number 4. You don't need it. It can damage the radio. But if you run the radio in dynamic, I don't believe there's a risk of that. So that's why I recommend any mic that you use on this radio, just leave the mic type in dynamic. If it's a powered electric condenser mic, it's getting its power from the 9-volt battery or whatever style battery it takes, so it doesn't need that setting on. That setting doesn't change the quality of your audio or anything in the radio, so it's just for turning on that internal circuit to send voltage out of the jack through the cable of the mic. So that's all it is on all these radios. So unfortunately, I thought it was something more than what it was in the beginning, but it's not. So, we can still use any mic we want, whether it's electret, dynamic, and it's not going to affect the sound of the radio. Now, if you're using a non-powered electret mic, it's not going to work at all in the dynamic setting. So for that situation, you would need to have this radio on electret. But the mic that comes with this radio is a dynamic mic anyway, so if you want to use that mic, it does have the channel up and down. But that's pretty much the nutshell of that. What else do I need to show you? Just the power. So this is AM peak envelope power. So I forgot to shut the talkback off, but 1, 2, 1, 2, check, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. So slightly over 50 watt. Check, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello. Okay, here's sideband all the way up. 1, 2, 1, 2, check, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, radio. Check, 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 check. Hello. It'll probably be slightly more accurate if I put the 50 in there instead of the 100. They don't have as much accuracy towards the middle scale or lower. So let's see, this is the 50 now. I'm going to kill that talkback too. That yeah, it was up at 30. It goes up to 63. So, all right. So got the 50 in there. Here's what the 50. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 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 check. 1 2 1 2. Actually, it's about the same. So it's reading about the same. So these are about a 45 plus watt radio on SSB with a nice clean alignment. Otherwise, they're really dirty and nasty. So 1 2 1 2. Check check check. Hello hello 1 2. So that's that. Here's upper. I don't think there's going to be any difference, but this is USB 1 2 1 2. Check check check. 1 2 1 2. Hello. And then FM at about 40. And then AM. This is AM again on the 50 watt scale. Check 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 check. 1 2 1 2. So pretty much 50. Maybe just slightly less depending on what we say, but. And if I turn the RF power all the way down, like I just did, so now it's all the way down. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check check check. Hello. 1 2 1 2. So you can see it kind of goes all over the place. So it has a lot of modulation, but you know, depending on what you say and stuff, it's going to swing all over the place. Now, if you don't have a real peak reading meter, you're never going to see this type of power. You're not going to see much of anything, so you know, keep that in mind too. That's why I always say it's good to have some type of real peak circuit in your meter, not just something that says it has peak and you know there's nothing there. So that's really important for this hobby. Guys that are into it hardcore probably already have something like that, but you know, if you don't, invest in one, you know, something like this or something LP 100 or something. It'll last you a lifetime. So, and it's well worth it to see what kind of real power your stuff's doing. So that's pretty much it, Michael. It's a little longer than I wanted. I did have a little fun on it in the beginning, talked a little skip and whatnot. So just wanted to show you that. But I don't know if I showed you the serial number or not, but I guess I'll spin it around really quick. Let me unplug the RG213. It's a little hard to move that way. And I'll lift her up and show you there. So there it is. And we'll get it ready to ship out to you. The programming cable will be in the box with the factory mic and all that. And if you need the software, just let me know. 73